Hey everyone, Bryant back with another fascinating educational video. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, and that is the customer journey. Now, most of us have an awareness that there's this predictability in the path that the average customer will go through when it comes to making a decision for where they're going to dine. What we'd like to do is kind of dispel some of the myth and really reveal that entire process, and more importantly, through the process, we want to make sure that we're showing you where your opportunities are to intercede and to help influence your customer picking you versus your competitor. So let's start at the top. We're going to work around like a clock, and I'll kind of illustrate what each one of these pieces are. So the basic concept of being hungry creates the need. The need says, I'm going to do some research, maybe find restaurants near me. From that point, based on whatever is the most attractive or whatever I'm in the mood for, I'm going to make a selection. From that point, I'm going to place my order. And that could happen in a bunch of different ways. So this is an important part to call out. When we look across the landscape, over the previous years, we used to have a pretty predictable amount of business that came in for inside dining, and that was at about 80%. Today, current climate, and probably not going to change. We've got a handful of different ways that the customer journey is going to reveal itself. It's going to be different from a minutia standpoint. It's not categorically different, but there will be nuanced difference, and that is whether they're dining in, picking up curbside, or having a third party or a direct delivery piece. Those engagement strategies are going to be a little bit different, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So after they've placed their order, they're going to receive the product. After they've received the product, in an indoor capacity, they're going to pay. In a different capacity, they're going to move on. But what's critical is the referral, right? Are they going to have positive feedback, negative feedback, neutral, or no feedback at all? We want to try to trip triggers within each of these different spaces to ensure that it's going the way that we want to. And we're going to share some of the best practices in the industry with you so you got an idea of what you can be looking at. After that referral, if we've done everything right, they'll return. And our opportunity from the return to the next need is to try to make that as expeditious as possible. Try to get that customer or that guest who's coming in once a month to twice a month, or every week, or whatever it happens to be. So let's break this down. When we first look at need and research, our first opportunity is to make sure that our visibility is there. So right now, the number one driver in the decision-making process is typically landing on Google, right? Google is now who's showing what your star count is, where your feedback is. It's changed over the last few years on where social media and influence helped people make decisions. Now Google's the big driver, but regardless, at your restaurant on your phone, type in restaurants near me, see where you fall, and then start working on strategies to make sure that that visibility is higher up. Then as we go from the research phase to the selection phase, we need to have an offer. We need to have something compelling, great pictures, imagery of a fun experience, not an empty dining room, because that's not a really good marketing strategy. We don't want people to think, hey, this place is dead, it must be a great place to go. Make sure that you're putting pictures that evoke fun, experiential, delicious looking food. As they move then from selection to actually placing the order, our next opportunity to make sure that we move this in our favor is to have a call to action. So that call to action can be a limited time offer, it can be an engagement strategy through your website, but you've got to make sure you have a call to action, something telling the guest what to do. It can be an offer, but sometimes it can just be a statement, image, doesn't matter. After they've placed the order and before they receive the food, that is our opportunity to deliver the value proposition. And so what the value proposition is, what did they expect versus what did we deliver? This is our opportunity to exceed their expectation. Now that doesn't mean that you soft sell or minimize what you're telling them they're going to get. You just need to come over the top of what they expected and make it even better. When you can do that, we move to the next phase, which is the experience. This is an absolutely experiential society. The majority of income, discretionary income that's spent, is younger generations, and those folks are looking for the experience. So make sure we're delivering the experience from the time that they finish until they go to the referral. This is a genuine opportunity for us to make sure we're still paying attention to the fundamentals of hospitality, and that's gratitude. Showing our gratitude and being authentic and sincere about it. That goes a long way. People know they could spend their money anywhere. Why would they spend it with you? And do they feel appreciated for doing so? Between the referral and the return, we have an opportunity for advocacy. But again, people aren't going to advocate for us unless we just blow their mind. But they will advocate for us even if we didn't blow their mind, but we ask them to advocate for us. Especially if you're a local business and your local community wants to ensure you're going to stay there. You could tell or script a great story to encourage them to do that. But again, if they're not told to do anything, that's probably what they'll do. Next, between the return and the need, this is an opportunity to make sure that we're infusing or injecting the opportunity for loyalty. What's the reward for me coming in 3 times a month instead of 1 time a month? What's the hook that's going to bring me back? Is there a bounce back opportunity, something that only a guest that dines in gets? Is there something that I get for being a first-time guest? So when you can infuse loyalty early, and when you can actually insert all of these pieces strategically, you have a higher rate of return, and this makes for a more dynamic and more profitable business. So I would like to tell you that every business is different. Whether you're quick service, full service, fine dining, doesn't matter. We know there's not a one-size-fits-all solution, and you might be competent in many of these areas and want some help with one or just a few, or maybe all of them. This is a perfect opportunity for you to reach out to us. We offer a free 30-minute consultation. All you got to do is go to shamrockfoodservice.com, click on the resource link, and then click on the consulting link. It'll give you a quick form to fill out. Tell us a little bit about your business, and we'll reach out to you. One of the 13 folks on our team with tremendous experience. Looking forward to helping you however we can. Hope you appreciated this video. We'll talk to you the next time. Thanks.